Hello everyone. This is Des House, and I am going to attempt to show you how to create a pop-up envelope. So I saw this pop-up envelope. I've seen them before on various people's accounts. I don't even remember where, but Crafty by Toni received some happy mail, as crafters call it, happy mail from Made by Tanja. And in it, there was a bunch of great stuff that Tanja made. And Tanya's a YouTuber. Crafty by Toni is a YouTuber, so you can check out their channels. But Tanja made Toni this pop-up envelope, and Tanja has a video on how to make a mini one. She also shows the actual video of what she made for Toni. So I will try to remember to put them in the description here. But so it's inspired by Made by, I think it's Tanja. I have Tanja. I'm not sure which way to pronounce it. But the envelope is in Happy Mail for my friend on November 29th of 2024. And then the video where she creates a mini envelope, or it's called mini Umschlag, which is German, I believe, for envelope. So mini Umschlag from April 26, 2024. I'm going to make one. And so let me tell you, on her video, she actually has dimensions. She doesn't speak during the video. She shows dimensions. It's in metric, which I know like a lot of Americans don't know how to use metric, and our tools aren't necessarily geared for metric. So I thought, well, I'll make one a size that I want to use. So mine's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to bring this up so you can see my measurements. You can take a screenshot if you want. But my finished size is going to be about 5 3/4 wide by 3 7/8 inch high. And I'm going to cut my paper 8.5 inches high. So that's the width of a normal piece of 8.5 by 11. And then I'm going to cut the length down to 8 5/8 inches wide, which I already did. You can see below it. And then there's some scoring that I have to do. So 3 sides. So 1 long side and 2 of the shorter sides. So one at 1.5 inches, and then the top will be at 3 1/4. And then there's also a little bit of scoring that you have to do. I'll show you inside of what I call the rectangles. I'll show you how to do that. And then there's some cutting. So what my plan is today is to at least get through making the envelope. I'm using a pretty, and maybe I might not get to the end of it, and you may see me in different clothes because I have plans a little bit later. So I may have to come back to this. I'm not sure if the decorating is going to be in this video or another one. We'll have to see how that goes. So you can see it. My first prototype, I did a full page of 8.5 by 11. I think that's a little too wide. I didn't like that look. So I went with the sizes that I just gave you. And this is the prototype. I don't have it glued or anything, but this is about what it will look like. Okay? So you just have to use your imagination for now. So at first I cut, I wonder if that's on. Yeah, that's still in frame. I cut an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper down to 8.5 inches wide by 8 5 inches long. So I am using, I believe this is like 110 pound cardstock craft. You could use, like you could see this piece of paper is pretty floppy. This is just, notebook paper. You could probably use 65 pound would be fine. This, I'm curious if it's going to crack a little too much. I do use this paper. This is from Hobby Lobby. Not my favorite store, but I do use a lot of this heavy, I think it's extra heavyweight cardstock. It's Craft. I use it for a lot of stuff, a lot of bases. Yeah, but 65 pound I think would work just fine. I hope this doesn't crack too much when I fold it and that. I've used it for other things, so I think I'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to move this off to the side and I'm going to do some scoring. I got my big scoreboard out. All right, so this is the actual, so I'm going to write. I'm going to use a friction pen, which should come off with some heat. So this is the, so I can see this is the 8.5 inch that way. I'm not going to press down too much so I don't leave indentations, but a lot of this is going to be covered up. So let's see here. 3 sides. Let me do some ciphering here. So I purposely didn't glue this one. So this is the 8.5 inches, right? Oop, no. This is the 8.5 inches. Okay. So you can see I did 1.5 inches here, 1.5 inches here, and 1.5 inches here. So I'm gonna go 1.5 inch, score it. Ooh. All right, Des, let's keep this straight. And just so you can see it, I'm just gonna mark it because I know this is always hard to see on camera. This friction pen, when I heat it, the ink will go away. Okay, I'm gonna switch this around to score another 1.5 inches. I'm just going to mark it so you can see. Lightly mark it. Okay. And then one side of this is going to be 1.5 inches. Woohoo. All right. And you don't have to mark this. This is just, I'm marking it so you can see it. And then this side, right? So let's take a look at my prototype, right? I'm just going to fold this all together. This is the side that folds down. So you can see it's about 3¼ inch, right? That's how I figured this out. I just folded it up. Because you can make lots of different sizes of this. So 3¼ inch. Yeah, 3¼ So this is going to be the top that folds over. Okay. So I'm just going to mark this again. All right. Now, within this, so this is going to become a box. So think of it in 3D, right? You're going to have some tabs, right? Just like a shirt box, right? When you pop up a shirt box at Christmas time, right? Or birthdays to wrap a gift in. It's kind of like that, but we're going to make these little tabs so you can glue them down. But on the top, right, we aren't going to have this section, but we do need a section to make a tab with. So that's going to be the same size as this, right? So I need to go in 1.5 inches because that's 1.5. So I'm at 3¼ here. So this is 1 inch, and this is 1.5, right? I can verify it. So, yeah, 1.5 inches. So that's actually on the scoring tool, it's 1 3/4. And all I'm going to do is score it from here to this line. And actually, I don't have to score it. I can just mark it with ink, but it's because I'm going to cut this out. This gets cut. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to go from this side though. 8.5. So 7.5 is 1 inch. And here is, whoops. Hopefully I did this right, right? Did I do 1 1/4 or 1 1/2? Hello. Yeah, I did 1 1/2. Right, okay. Oh, mercy me. Okay. So we're going to go 1 inch and 1/2. And just go to that line. I'm going to mark that. Ah, no, incorrect. Okay, let's go. Let's just do it this way. We're going to go from this side. We want 1 1/2 inches over here. So 1 1/2. Don't confuse yourself. And don't confuse everybody else that's trying to follow this. All right, I'm just going to mark. I kind of lined it up. So that's where I'm going to cut, right? It's about 1 1/2 inches here. Okay, so cut that out. Cut this out. And then we're going to slit, right? So if you look here, let me get my prototype. All right, let's get this out of the way. Bye-bye. Hopefully it doesn't fall over and make a big crash. Okay, so we're gonna cut. We're gonna cut here and here. We are also gonna cut this. So I'm just gonna mark this lightly, cut. And here we cut too, because we just need to make a tab, right? So we're gonna cut here. And then we are going to also cut along here. So cut here. This is actually gonna get cut out. So you could use scissors, you could use a craft knife and a mat if you want, and a ruler. I like to live dangerously, so I'm gonna use my scissors use my big chompers for this. All right, so okay, so I'm just gonna cut up to that line. And let me see where my little snips are. I want it right to that line because this is going to get folded. All right. I'm going to cut on this side. Okay. And then I'm going to cut here. We're going to get rid of this. Okay, same over here. Careful, okay. And then I'm going to cut this guy off. Dunk. I want to cut the other piece by accident. Okay, get rid of that. All right, now I'm just going to cut from here to here. And okay, I think I've got all my cuts then. Yeah, I get a straighter cut when I use a longer shear. Yeah, I say that as I just went off the line. But then when I get close, I like to, okay, there we go. Now, we are going to fold, 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 and fold. Okay, so I'm gonna take that. Where's my burnishing tool? Okay, I'm gonna fold here. Okay, I'm going to fold here. And I'm going to fold here. Because this is going, and I'm going to fold here, right? Yes. I'm going to fold here. And I'm going to fold here. Now I'll fold that top too eventually here, but not right now. Okay. So you can kind of see it's kind of coming into shape. But we want this to be able to squash down, right? So you can see on my original prototype, because I have that all glued, that just kind of squashes down. So I have it so these ends are folding in, right? So let me take a look. All right. So you can see this was my other prototype. All you do is take this and match it. So that's why this has to be pretty cut right to the edge. And this is some pretty thick cardstock, right? Like I said. All right, I'm gonna fold it there. And then I'm gonna, so you can see, I'm pulling that up so that's even. It's gonna make like a 45, right? Degree angle. Okay. So, all right. And I'm gonna fold this backwards too. Give these things some flexibility. Okay, because it's going to get folded in like that, right? So, all right, let me try this. We're gonna do this side. Okay. Hello, where's my? All right. And then I'm going to take this and fold this up. So you can see that's a little further than where I wanted to go. And this is tough stuff. Ugh. All right. All right. All right, now I'm going to fold these backwards. All right. Now, I am going to fold this guy in, top flap, and get that crease nice and sharp. Okay. Because this is all going to get glued together, and now you can see it'll crush in, right? It'll just fold in nicely. So, yeah. So you can fold that in. Let's try this other side, because this is going to be up here and it's all going to fold in, right? So we have two options. I'm sitting here thinking about. I could, you know, this is going to be the top, the flap. It's going to be the back. I could, you could decorate it now, or you could glue it and then decorate it, which I think is what I'm going to do for this video. I don't know, I might try one the other way at some point, but I do want to show you how to glue this all together. Now, I don't need all these lines and the fold and cut words on it, so I'm just going to take my heat tool. And because it's friction, you could use, on the back of this comes like it looks like a little eraser. It's not an eraser, it's just to create friction, which is heat, and get rid of these lines. So if you don't, these these I use in quilting. If you don't press down too hard, you won't see any indentation left, but you can see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see where I wrote fold. That's fine. A lot of this you're not going to see. It's going to be on the inside, so I'm not too bothered by it. But again, I only marked a lot of that just so you guys could see. Yeah, also helped keep me straight during the process. Okay, let's put this together. So you can see, right? These tabs go on the inside, and these tabs will go on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use, you could use glue. Art glitter glue dries pretty quickly, so you could use that. You could use a little tape runner like this. This is a permanent adhesive. This is a Tombow. You could use Tim Holtz's Distress Collage Medium, just that it takes a little more time to grip. You could clamp it while, or you know, put a paper clip or a bulldog clip on it while it's drying and just do one side. Just depends on what you have. So I'm just going to use this, perhaps, if I can get it to roll. Hello. Oh, this is all gunky. Well, maybe I won't be able to get this roll. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to put some adhesive right across it. Okay, so you can see it's pretty sticky. I'm going to also apply the adhesive to this side, and then I will glue them, you know, adhere them to the opposing pieces at the same time. So you can see, I'm going to get that up. Oops, whoops. Okay, so I got that pretty much lined up. Little glue snot on it. Oh, you can see my arrow there. I will hit that with the heat tool again. Okay, I got this side. Now what I'm gonna do is take my little tool and just kind of, you can't really see here, but you can, I'm just pressing down good, make good contact with all that glue. And while I'm here, because I can see in lines, I'm just gonna hit it with the heat tool again. Get rid of it. All right, time to do this side. And I could, let's do it this way. We don't have any of the rest of the cardboard in my, or box in my way. Okay, let's try and line that up. Try and line that up. Okay, let's burnish that down. Oops, see, yeah, let's burnish this down first. This one's coming loose because I didn't have good contact with it. The other side. All right, now let's, oh, isn't that neat? Now let's just, now it's pretty thick because this is, like I said, thick paper. So, and I mean, for sure, I'm going to need something to hold it closed because there's a lot of bulk in here. So 65-pound weight might be better. All right, I hear my husband is back in the house. So I am going to pause the video for now. Maybe I'll be back right now, but it might be tomorrow. So, all right, so far we have this. You can round the corners. I'm probably going to round the corners on the flap. I think it'll look better. And yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna carry on a little bit more. On what I've decided to do with this envelope is just cover it now with some Tim Holtz Christmas paper, because I'm making this for Christmas. You could use any sort of decorative paper, or you could stamp it. You could just stamp it and add some, or ink it, stamp it, add some ephemera on the outside of it. I'm still going to add some ephemera on it, but I kind of like this. This is out of the Christmas 2024 backdrop. His papers are 6 by 10 inches, so 6 inches wide by 10 inches long. This should be enough to cover this, and to cover the back. There may be some left over. I don't know if I'll have enough left over to do the inside flap. We will see. And I'm sure the question will come up, can you just use this paper itself? You could. It's not as big as what we started with because it's only 6 by 10, but you could make a smaller envelope just from this paper if you chose to do so. So it's an option. Yeah, so there's lots of ways you can go about it, but this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna cut. Now, one thing I did find was that this was actually a little bit longer than my prototype for whatever reason. So it's actually more like 5 5/8. So you can see I did some math here on how I'm going to cut my papers, because I'm going to cut my papers about 1/4 inch smaller all the way around, or on each side, not all the way around. So it'll be 1/8 of an inch smaller when you put it on top. So it's just going to be a tiny smidge smaller than, so you can see some of this craft behind it. And I'll probably do a little bit of inking and that kind of stuff before I glue everything down. So I'm going to cut 5 3/8 wide by 3 inches for the top cover. I'm going to cut 5 3/8 by 1 1/4 inch for the bottom. And then the back is going to be 5 3/8 by 3 1/2 inches to make a nice little cover for it. I think I did that wrong. 3 3/4 minus. No, I'm right. Okay. So I will be back once I get all this stuff cut up. Okay, so I decided that, so I cut the cover and the front flap, this bottom part of the flap, and the back. And then I decided to go ahead and cut from a contrasting kind of piece of paper, a piece for the cover and a piece for the bottom, which are, just like the same dimensions as the front cover, right? Front and inside cover, and then the back and the bottom are the same dimensions. So we have that. So I'm all set, and I'm left with scraps. And don't throw those out. They're always good for something. Yeah, so, and I know I have a lot of stuff. Now, I could cover this inside. I'm not going to bother because I'm not going to see that. But I am going to do a few things before I start gluing everything. I'm going to ink some things, and I'm going to first cut these around these edges. So I'm going to try an R7 first. So 7mm. I think that looks okay. It's not anything super severe. I mean, you could go 10. How's that look? I think that looks good. All right, so I'm going to also, which one is the cover? Yeah. So this bottom piece, I'm going to also do an R7. I always like to All right. Okay, so that will go there. Ta-da! All right, 8, and then we put that in there. Okay, so I'm gonna use ground espresso. Where is my? Let's get my scorched timber. I just like that dark look. And even though it stains the heck out of my skin. All right, where did I put my blending tools? I had them all here. Where are they? Oh, over here. Moved them off to the side so they're kind of out of the screen here. And we ink. So just gets rid of that kind of white edge. I'm not gonna, being this is so dark to begin with, you're not gonna see much of it, but it just gets rid of the white edge. When I'm on my lighter colored paper, it has a more pronounced look. I just happen to like it. So, not getting too fussy with this. Okay. So you can see it's a little more pronounced. I just like how it frames things in, gives it a little more grungy appearance. It's 100% optional. Do not have to ink edges. Kind of going for a grungy look. Now, this is actually for a gift. I'm going to gift this one to a Secret Santa. And I doubt that this person will ever see this video. It's someone where I go to fitness classes. So we just do a Secret Santa, and well, we got to keep it under 10 bucks. And at the end of the day, how much does this cost? This is just going to be one of the gifts because it's, right? Well under 10 bucks. I'm going to put, my plan is I'm going to maybe make some note cards too and stick those in here that she can use for whatever she wants, right? So I think that would be cool. Nice little gift. Now I'm going to ink this because this is the part that's going to show. Again, totally optional. It's fine to let the craft show. I think that's a neat look too. I'm just gonna edge this. Now, you don't need to watch me do this. You got the drift. So I'll be back when I'm ready to glue. Okay, so here I am. I used my scorched timber around the edges. I made this a little bit darker. Whatever. It's not going to be that big of a deal if you can see some of it show through in the craft. I think that'll look pretty darn cool. Okay, so I'm going to just start gluing. And this stuff, if you're not familiar with art glitter glue, has a very fast drying time. So Tim Holtz Distress Collage Media has a very fast drying time. This is even quicker. And it's something. So you gotta be pretty sure. You don't want to goof it up because you'll be ripping it off. So if you're afraid of that and that you're gonna pull it back off, that you're not gonna catch it, use a different glue. If you have collage medium, use that. So, all right, let me concentrate here. I want to kind of keep it equal on each side. That looks pretty good. And you see, I I have directional paper, right? So I cut everything so it's one way, right? So this is going to go on the back, and that's going to be the same way. Very nice. That looks good. Next. Well. Oh dear. I like this this surface to craft on, because you can make a mess. It comes up easy. I mean, it looks ugly after a while. It's white and stuff gets in it and whatever. You can replace it. They aren't crazy expensive, but it is a very easy surface to clean. All right. Shimmy that. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna wipe my gluey fingers off. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. So there. All right, let's do the back. Pretty cool. And Tim Holtz has such great papers. I mean, there's lots of nice papers out there. I love Tim's. I'm really dig all of his products are so good. Good quality. I mean, his design aesthetic I like. But he's got really good quality products. And again, they aren't cheap, but you can find things on sale often. But we all love it so much that we just want to collect it. It's nice to use them. Okay, so I am the correct way up. Yep. Has good contact. There we go, right? So this is still, you can see, a little bouncy here. So you can see, yeah, I could get all fancy and I could go in and cut pieces to put on the sides. I'm not going to. I'm good with that. Let's put these in. So this one, oops, that's the bottom. Oh, you know what? I'm going to trim this. I'm going to do my corners. 7. Well, that's why I usually look, because sometimes I don't catch them. Let me just fix that edge. Okay. And then, yeah, that'll be nice. Okay. Well, did you plug up? That's another thing about this glue, is the nozzle gets plugged up pretty easy. And it's a glue that you don't want to, I guess, ship in the winter time, because it will, the cold weather, I'm in the Northeast right now, it can cause it to gel. And I may have told the story already, but Wendy over on Wendy's Journal Adventure on YouTube, she talked about it. She's up in Canada. She talked about it in a video where she got it and it came out of the tube like a hot dog because it got cold and set up. She's a great, she has great videos. If you've never seen her, she's taking a break from it right now. She felt like she needed to spend time in her community. So we miss her, but she's got a vast body of work. If you want to go look at her journal, she makes some beauties. All right, so there we go. There's the top is, so it's pretty when you open it, and I'm gonna put this in the bottom. Yep. It's actually, yeah, it goes this way. So it kind of lines up, right? It wouldn't matter. I mean, if you didn't do it that way, it's fine. Probably wouldn't even notice, but. So, as I'm thinking through my next steps here, I'm going to put a closure on this, and I'm just going to use a Velcro dot. I could have used a magnet. That would have been neat, and hit it underneath this paper, and that would be neat. Maybe I'll try that on another one, but I will use a Velcro dot. I'm just gonna kinda, all right, good enough. My hands are gluey. Ooh, you get the weird glue feeling. I can actually tolerate it for the most part. I know some people can't. All right. Some of that ink off me. That bothers me worse, is having all that ink on my skin. I don't like that. I should be wearing gloves all the time. All right. Let me get a Velcro dot. Okay, so that's that for right now. Pretty cool, right? That didn't take very long at all. That is a quick little project. Now, you could leave it like this. This is perfectly fine. You can add other ephemera to it and deck it all out. So I might do that coming up. I got to think on it. So let's see here. I'm going to, in my Velcro dots, I am going to take the clear side. The clear side's going to go on this, but I'm going to attach it to the fuzzy side. Now, where's my ruler here? So 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Oh, so 2.5. More than 2.5. Oh, I wished I had done the math. I actually have a calculator app on my phone that does fractions, which is fabulous. So in lieu of that, I do kind of want to, I'm going to go on here and just kind of, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to kind of go on either side of the 15-inch mark on my thing. And where is my thing? Oh, that's neat. Neat. Oh, Des. Where did that go? At the very end. Wow, I made a mess out of that, didn't I? Oh, you gotta love crafting. Ugh, now it's stuck to my finger. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. All right, I'm gonna put it kind of in the center and press that down. All right. Making messes everywhere. All right, now that's holding it. Because there is some bulk, like there's some bulk on these edges. Ta-da! So that's pretty cool, right? Is it gonna hold? Yep, it's gonna hold. I can hear it. Oh, that's too funny. If it doesn't hold, and I still want to go about this, what I would do, because you can see it's bowed up, I will put a dot on each end, and then it will hold better. So that's the way out of that mess. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. So that is where I'm at with it. I will probably come back in another video, and if I decide to decorate it, I will videotape that and post it as its own video. And when I make the little, whatever's going to go inside here. I think I'm going to make little cards, maybe some tags, gift tags that they can use on their own gifts to give away. So maybe I will record those as well. So that is all for today. I hope you're having a great day. Christmas is coming. Let's get busy. Bye.